Hello everyone, on today's episode we're going to talk about 11 things that you need to understand before you can love unconditionally. Hello everyone, loving unconditionally is the most beautiful thing in the world. You go into relationships to give, not to get, but you create something much more fabulous when you do. We all love dogs, and there's nothing better than when a dog greets you and just unconditionally loves you no matter what you've said or how your day's been. There's just pure love there. Now animals quite often can do that because there's no need for them to accept things about themselves. They're in tune with nature and they live from their core. However, with humans, quite often we don't accept certain parts of ourselves, and then we find it impossible to love others unconditionally. We put rules on them, we create dysfunctional relationships, we're always being let down by people when we don't realise that ultimately we need to do certain things in ourselves in order to have the right relationships be attracted to us. In so many situations, people are with the perfect partner, but that perfect partner quickly gets on their nerves or starts to make mistakes, and ultimately the two people move apart. Those are always conditions which are internally. Those are always conditions in which they've been manifested externally by the individuals not understanding how to love themselves and not understanding the path to becoming a loving being. I know personally that I think in the first in my early 20s and with my first few relationships, I would put conditions on them. And I think, well, if you do this, then you don't love me. But if you do this, you love me. And what I realised was just making everything so hard. What I was really doing is I was ignoring the fact that those were things I needed to meet internally. I needed to meet with myself in order to then let go. Let go and then allow love to come into that space. So we'll go through 11 specific ways on what you need to accept before you can truly love. And as always, I'm going to begin with a quote. And that quote is, "Real isn't how you were made," said the skin horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but really loves you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the skin horse, for he was always truthful. "When you're real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it all happen at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the skin horse. "You become. It takes a long time. That's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily, or have sharp edges, or if you have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off, your eyes drop out, and you get loose from the joints and very shabby. But these things don't matter at all, because once you are the real you can't be ugly, except to the people who don't understand you." The Velveteen Rabbit, which is a great children's story. And what we're talking about there is you need to allow yourself to grow and develop, and then ultimately love will come in, and you don't need to worry about the circumstances of love. If your hair's falling out because you're being loved too much, that's no issue, And that is illustrated beautifully by this children's book. So we're going to get straight into the 11 steps. And the first step is, you can't say yes to everyone, and no is a necessity. So many people live their life as people pleasers, thinking by saying yes to everyone, they will please them, and always being left short. Saying yes to people does not create happiness in their life. It actually creates unhappiness in your life. And who wants to have someone say yes to them who really wants to say no? Because ultimately it just drains both people. Learn to say no. If you say yes to everything, you will not create the space for love to come into your life. Number 2, people spend a lot of time in this creating a fictitious life in order to impress others and not living your authentic life. Now, we see this through social media in particular, as people creating this beautiful highlight reel of their life. Now, when you do that, a couple of things happen. One is no one will be able to get to know the true you. They see this perfect person, and ultimately the standards are set so high. If you're ever to reveal yourself as not a perfect person, then ultimately they'll create some friction in relationships, and you'll always have that hanging on in your head. And really trying to do things for others, be things for others, will never work as well. You'll never be able to attract the right person into your life when you're trying to be someone other than yourself. And if you do attract someone into your life, they'll obviously be attracted to the fake person you're creating, which means a true relationship can never develop. 3, you need to stop agreeing with everyone because you're afraid of losing your relationships. Quite often I see people just tacitly nod their head to things that just aren't right. I've done that in the past. I've had friends who've said like really unusual and racist and hateful things, and I've thought to myself, oh, okay, well that's an unusual way to go. What I'll do is I'll just nod and sort of say, yeah, of course. And what I'm doing there is I'm not assisting them because I'm not challenging their belief systems. And 2, if I'm agreeing with it, some part of my soul is being blackened by that, because it was once said that all it takes for evil to persist is for good men to do nothing. So it's important that we don't just agree with things to keep relationships. True friendship and true love, you'll learn to be able to disagree but keep that relationship. If you need to agree with someone to keep a relationship going, it's not the way to true authentic friendship and love. Number 4, this is so important. Taking care of yourself is the best way to equip others. Enabling people and trying to help them is not the way to helping them to that true path. Being the best version of you and shining by example is the best way for them to be able to see how to live that true path. You give an example. Telling people what to do is not helpful. People learn by vision, they learn by seeing examples. The karmic patterns and the ripples that you create through doing the right thing will manifest through them. Number 5, there is no guilt when making decisions that are right for you, even if they are wrong for someone else. If a decision is right for you, you must act. If you think it's wrong for someone else, guess what? You just thought that. You don't know that for sure. You cannot make decisions based on how you think other people will feel. You make the right decision for you. The people who are the right people in your life will get that and they'll support you. The wrong people in your life won't, and they'll fall off, which is not that bad a thing, and they'll be able to chase their own destiny. Number 6, you have the courage to speak up for yourself because no one else will. No one's coming to the rescue, and you must participate in your own salvation. You need to know that speaking up for yourself is your right. People do not understand what's going on in your brain, and no one knows how you really feel. You must speak up and find a middle ground. It doesn't mean you need to fight. It just means to say, I would like things this way. How can we work together to make them that way? Number 7, you need to stop keeping the pain to yourself and denying the people you love an opportunity to help you. By keeping the pain bottled up, you don't give those individuals around you who were sent to you for a reason, those teachers that the universe has put into your life, you don't give them an opportunity to help. Be vulnerable. Talk, open up, and allow those people to assist, and it'll be a two-way growth street. 8, there is no need to drastically change your behaviours to get attention. So I see this quite often, especially in the Instagram age, where most of the photos that are being put up are, bikinis or people doing amazing, crazy stunts and stuff like that. That's a definite indication of dramatic change of behaviour. I don't think most people walk around in a bikini all day. I don't think that most people do crazy, stunts all day and jump off bridges and I think that you need to understand that if you're doing these dramatic things and you're presenting that as yourself, people will never get to understand the true you, and you're really creating roadblocks to true love. Number 9, make sure you are a living example to others. Be the change you want to see. My incredible friend Mahatma Gandhi, who defeated the British Empire the first time, the Brits had really been defeated, through a guy who refused to throw a punch and simply said, I will not cooperate, I will be how I want things to be. That's a really powerful thing. Be yourself, and others will learn from that light. That light will shine and glow and draw that warmth into you. 10, the depth of your relationship from others comes with shared value. You go to a relationship to give, not to get. When you expect others to give you things, you create animosity, friction, and there's no space for beauty to come in. So when you go into a relationship, understand it's about value. Add value to their life and expect nothing in return. And the law of the universe will be that value will be returned because you're not expecting it and you have no attachment without grasping. And number 11, my favourite, is practice infinite patience. Our ability as primates, or, you know, as I like to say in my quote, a ghost driving a meat-covered skeleton, is our divinity and our true source understands infinite patience. It's the same source that took 14 billion years to get the universe to where it is now. We don't quite get that. We live in a situation where the ego is telling us now, or if I don't call them now, I'll never call them. If I don't get a text message in the next 10 minutes, it's over. That creates the problems. Patience is a virtue, but patience and infinite patience will get you everything you want. When you tell the universe it's not quick enough, you're just putting out negative energy. And what the universe is hearing is, okay, then you mustn't want it then if you're not, you know, willing to wait, therefore I will give you something else. And quite often we don't like that something else. People move in their own time. I see this quite often with the relationships. I see people, you know, on a date or meeting someone new, they'll text someone, and if they don't get a message back immediately or that day, they're angry at that person, they take it out on that person, and all of a sudden the relationship falls apart. Infinite patience is what will get you the right things. Pushing too quickly and too hard is a sure mechanism to bring the wrong people and the wrong things into your life. So, as we open up to love during this process, as we experience more connection, it's important that we look at these 11 steps and make sure that we're ready. You know, we're the puppy dog, you know, come from a puppy dog place of infinite patience and unconditional love. Bringing it into your life is beautiful. I hope you're starting to see some of these things manifest in your life as we go along this one-year life journey. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I'm loving this relationship, and we'll speak real soon. And I want to say, have an awesome day. Bye.